Chapter 6. A large translucent screen filled an entire wall of the conference room. Zedek tapped the corner, and it glowed a faint green. Various commands appeared before him, far enough away so Callum couldn't make out the words. "In all fairness," said the doctor, "you've been reasonable and accommodating when it comes to our demands. You're not planning on attempting an escape or trying to rejoin the Tectonic forces or any other foolish ideas, are you?" "No," Callum said. "Good, because we're the ones who saved you, and we're going to train you to become better than you could ever be anywhere else. Never forget that." He stifled a grumble. "I know." Zedek touched the screen again, pulling up a list of files. "You're not ready to go out in the field yet, but I've decided you might as well know some of our plans for you. It's time for you to meet your first target." A picture of a woman filled the screen. She wore a navy blue uniform, adorned with badges of all different colors. Her bright red hair was twisted and secured on top of her head in a tidy bun. Green eyes peeked out from behind a smattering of freckles, which gave her the illusion of being younger than Callum initially thought. The corners of her mouth turned up slightly, hinting at a smile that would be inappropriate for an official portrait. "Do you know who this is?" Zedek asked. He shook his head. "She doesn't look familiar." Zedek's gaze flicked back to the screen. "Tanith Vale," he stated, "Executive Director of Charytar Intelligence. A very efficient, very capable woman who showed promise from her earliest days at their military academy. She does her job well and deserves her title." Callum finished his thought for him. "And you want her dead?" "Yes." "So much for answers. I suppose it's not my place to ask why you want me to kill her?" "Normally, it wouldn't be." Zedek sighed. "But there are a number of reasons I'd prefer to see Miss Vale taken out of commission. Some of them are relevant to you, personally." He'd succeeded in further piquing Callum's interest. "Oh?" "Let's start with the bigger picture first." He stood beside him and faced the screen. "She has long decried the existence of the Midnight Scorpions, and has tried, albeit unsuccessfully, to shut us down in the past. It seems she has forgotten how her superiors have relied on us for intelligence and other resources. Without us, the wars they waged could have had a much different outcome, even if they don't care to openly admit it." "I don't see the personal relevance you mentioned." Zedek exhaled again. "Are we forgetting where our loyalties lie already? She wants us gone. You are one of us. Think of it as self-defense if you must." The irritated expression disappeared from his face, yet his ice-blue gaze never wavered. "And if this isn't enough for you, there's nothing quite like a good old-fashioned revenge killing." A knot formed in Callum's stomach. He had his suspicions about what the doctor implied, but he needed to ask the question. Revenge for what? "She is a high-ranked government official. Haven't you figured it out yet?" He clenched his jaw. "Tell me what you know." "It goes without saying she was involved in planning the attack which nearly killed you." He drummed his fingers together in front of him. "It is her job, after all." "And?" Zedek's tone was casual, as if he were reciting a weather report. "Our sources say it was Miss Vale who set up the temporary alliance between her country and Palavia. She offered some intel she had on the Tectonic forces to make the deal sound more enticing." He rubbed his cheek. "I'd assumed by now the ceasefire was a ruse, but—" "Also her idea, from what I've been told." Callum studied the image on the screen. Tanith didn't resemble his notion of a ruthless murderer, someone who treated life and death as nothing more than objectives in her game. As he stared, the portrait shifted and twisted before his eyes. The serene, fresh-faced woman morphed into something darker, something more sinister. The sparkle in her eyes revealed her malicious intentions. Rosy lips mocked him with their prim smile, moments away from laughing at his misfortune. Her cruelty seeped into his blood, sending pure hatred flowing throughout his body. Zedek inched behind him and followed his gaze. She took from you. She tried to destroy you. Your daughter will never have the opportunities this woman had. She erased that. He glanced to the side. Rose sat in the corner, silent and unmoving. The light from the screen illuminated her face, tinging her pale skin with a verdant hue. If she was affected by anything she saw or heard, he couldn't tell based on her blank expression. It was easy for him to say the words he knew they wanted to hear. She deserves to die. I knew you would understand, said the doctor. When do I kill her? And how? Zedek laughed. Impatient, are we? Unfortunately, it's not as easy as simply waltzing up to Miss Vale and introducing her to your weapon of choice. We're not doing anything until we have a solid plan. I want this to be an efficient kill to send a message to anyone who shares her views on us. He released a long breath. Fine then. So, what happens next? 2 more images appeared on the screen, overlapping the portrait of Tanith. The first depicted a map of the southern region of Charytar, the borders with Tectan and Palavia clearly marked. Adjacent to it was a blurry photograph. The picture was not of the same high quality as the first, and Callum had difficulty deciphering what it represented. When not tending to her administrative duties in the city, Ms. Vale conducts her business closer to this hotbed of military activity, Zedek said. We believe we found the base where she maintains her offices in the mountains to the north of here. Upon a closer look, Callum thought he could make out a path through the hills and the mouth of a cave. Are those dark smudges? The entrance is heavily guarded, yes. If possible, we'll want to take her down on her way to the base. He gestured toward the photograph. Well, we can try to set up snipers in the mountains. The surrounding areas are exposed and offer few places for us to veil our presence. Rose stepped forward and joined them in front of the maps. Callum, I think we might be getting ahead of ourselves. We still have a lot to do before you're ready to go out there. He nodded. I'm sure you're right. I've never really done anything like this before. Let Zedek assemble his teams and get all the information we need. She grinned at him. While they're doing that, we'll keep working here to turn you into a deadly force to be both admired and feared. Such lofty goals, Callum said. He wasn't sure how he felt about his new role, but determination to avenge his family's deaths eroded his lingering doubts. I'm ready to resume training whenever you are. Your enthusiasm is commendable, Zedek said. He dragged his fingers across the screen and the images disappeared. I'll admit I had some initial doubts about this project and your addition to my organization. But I think you're going to work out nicely. Once the screen dimmed, he turned around and extended his hand. Welcome aboard, Agent Renwick.